beginning. So thank you for spending time with us today. And okay, I would like to introduce one of my colleagues at university, Mr. Tip. And Mr. Tip, here is Thierry, our construction manager, come from England. So you can make friend, okay?
Yeah. Very, very nice to meet you, Terry. Because also I hear a lot of things about you because Luke
Ah,
told me that you are the project manager and you have a very rich experience in the construction industry. And we think that it's very, valuable interview at here when you hear you to share some of your experience and to provide or give us some advice for our students.
yes, certainly. Yes, it's nice to meet you too. So I have been active for 30 years in the construction business. I have my own business. Okay.
Yes.
And having a business also means recruiting people. So I obviously developed an HR experience, a human resources experience, and this helps us select the best people. Okay, so when they come
Uh-huh.
with a CV, you have to find out their best qualities, their ability to work with others. So work in teams is the most important quality we look for. Okay,
Yes.
we look
Okay.
for a good command of English, obviously, and
I
then
see.
a very good command of all the software, of course.
Yes. And you have a lot of experience in construction field. As far as I know, you have more than 30 years in as
Yes,
a construction manager. And many of my students want to work for a foreign company, and
yes.
they are really worried about how to be qualified enough,
Mm,
how
yes.
to be qualified enough for the job. So you can give my students some advice. I think it will be useful for them.
Yes, I think you can rely on your university to give you all the technical knowledge and background that you will need, but you must be prepared to have conversations, to have contacts with people whose English is sometimes poor and with very different kinds of accents, especially on construction sites. People coming from India or from the Philippines have a very poor command of English. So
Oh,
it is essential that you give very clear instructions, okay, to make sure that they understand what you want.
yes. Okay. English is very important. And
Very,
beside English, software,
yes.
what software they need to be an engineer?
Ah, well, obviously they will need experience with AutoCAD, okay,
Yes.
Revit 3D, SketchUp 3D,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
some special softwares, maybe used by any peculiar company, and of course the basic Microsoft Office skills, right? Especially
Yes.
Excel and project.
Don't
Okay.
forget, yeah, don't forget to be good at Microsoft Office too because they are strong and
Yes,
they are very useful.
indeed,
And
yes.
maybe Mr. Tiep, do you want to ask any question for Miss Thierry?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think my students always they think that they don't have like enough technical skill and
Mhm.
they afraid about the cultural factors.
Yes.
Because when they want to work with the foreign people in the international environment, they concerned they don't know how to communicate properly and always, just like the basic day, so just say hello, how are you doing, and ask some question to make you feel that you are my friends. And
Mm.
so
Yes.
for students in my country, they think they don't have enough preparation for to make the transition from this
Yes.
process. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, so there are two things that are important. Indeed, as you say, it's not good to use the language that you have heard in TV series and films and say hello, buddy, and to be familiar. It has to be
Yes.
very strict. But on the other hand, they can feel confident because Vietnam has a very good reputation. Okay, we know, everybody knows in the construction world that Vietnamese workers are very reliable, competent, and hardworking. And they must
Okay.
always remember that, okay, they need a job, but the company needs people. It's a
Exactly.
exchange, you see. So you have to be polite, restrained, but at the same time confident, yeah, because you are offering qualities, you see.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So from the answer, I think Vietnamese people, and even students who just graduate from university, they have a lot of opportunities to work
Yes,
for a foreign company,
of course.
and they can develop step by step to have
Exactly.
a very high position at
Yes.
some international organization. Okay,
Yes.
so
Yes.
what do you think about the trend of construction development in the future? I mean, the trend.
Yes.
Yes.
Um, ha, the trend is going to be very much globalized, obviously, because
Yes.
with many wars, especially in the Middle East, a country like Syria is completely destroyed. Okay, so over the next 10 or 20 years, there will be huge contracts for everything has to be built again. Okay, so students have to be ready to acquire very special skills related to a particular aspect of construction. It may be universities, stadiums, bridges, roads. There is a wide scope of work available, okay, everywhere. Hmm?
Yes, I think so. And I think maybe BIM technology will be applied in the future, right? BIM technology.
Yes, yes,
Uh,
probably, yes, of course, it will be applied, yes. And then, of course, you have to develop, obviously, all the buildings will be high rise, okay? So
yes.
this will require new equipment to test the ground everywhere. You know, a high-rise building in the Emirates, for example, which is surrounded by sand, will require special drilling to see where you can reach, you know, a good base, a strong base, and so many things will be specific to a type of environment. You see.
Yes. And once again, maybe Mr. Tiep want to ask you some question
Yes.
regarding recruitment. Okay, so
Yes.
Mr. Tiep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, really. For recruitment, that all my students they are afraid they don't have enough experience to
Mhm.
apply for the big company like in UK or US or also international companies.
Yes. Mhm.
So, do you have any advice for them whether they should have some preparation before applying their CV or
Education. Yes, I think they should really um, uh, work with other students, and one of them, you know, will do the human resources person. The other one will be the applicant. It's a
yeah,
very good exercise, okay? But they must not be afraid about experience because this is something worldwide. You know, when you see a post advertised, you have to be young, you have to be a university graduate, and you have to have a lot of experience, which is of
Yes.
course not possible, okay? So
of
it's a mixture. I think maybe experience is not really the most important thing. I think it is being able to get on harmoniously with other people. If the personality is closed, okay, if the person does not exchange and is like this and is tense, then human resources people will realize that this person will not fit into a company, okay, with other colleagues. Huh? So you have to be available and be very positive always, and to be able to
Yes.
talk about your the dark side of your personality, also the things you don't like. It's important because they will ask you, okay, what do you don't
Okay.
like about yourself, for example. You have to have an answer ready for that.
Yes, and thank you for your very useful answer because I know that you are very busy with your business, but during this time, because of coronavirus,
Yes,
you spend time with us, and
yes, great
we
pleasure.
want to say thank you. And I hope in the future we can have some more conversation to talk in detail about our construction field, especially working as a project manager. Okay?
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Yes.
as long as you give me some script, I can help
Okay.
with a
Okay.
great pleasure. Okay.
Okay. So
Yes.
thank you a lot.
Thank
Thank you a
you
lot.
so much for
Yes.
Goodbye, Ted. Goodbye, Mingdu.
bye.
Bye bye.